In the heart of Minnesota, where the cold winds blow, I cultivate a vision, like life to roll amidst the frozen ground, with seeds of innovation, in nighttime with streams, food forests rise, like shadows in the night, roast your rose and wave them in through the night. Oh, the journey's just begun, in the land of ice and sun, where the green and fresh unites, in harmony they run. Shawnee's got a built alive, in sustainable design, a haven for my family, creation sky side. Through perennials and annuals, side by side they thrive, on Northeast drought nature, sustenance revive, with passion in my hands, I till the fat I love, it brings sustainable rebirth, in every leaf and stem, a legacy I weave, from roots of hope and carry all we achieve. Oh, the journey's just begun, in the land of ice and sun, where the green and fresh unites, in harmony they run. Shawnee's got a built alive, in sustainable design, a haven for my family, creation spirit side. The symphony of growth, beneath seeds of gentle dance, nature dreams unfold, in nature's grand romance, bound by love and earth, a future intertwined in Minnesota's embrace, the golden sunlight. Oh, the journey's just begun, in the land of ice and sun, where the green and fresh unites, in harmony they run. Shawnee's got a built alive, in sustainable design, a haven for my family, creation spirit side. Hello. Welcome to Shawnee Grows. Thank you for being here. I hope you can hear me and see me. Let me know in the chat. My outdoor growing season has ended. So tonight we will deep dive into the successes and challenges, and we're going to try and think about how we're going to plan for next year to have a stronger harvest. I'm going to switch over to the chat here and see who's with us. I do have a guest waiting, and I will add them to the stage if they're ready.
Oh, got me.
We have Storms, Radios, and Cats, which is Barry. Okay, so we have Creative Redundancy gets the gold star for being first this evening. And then Storms, Radios, and Cats came in. I know we have Miss Sharon. Hello, good to see you.
That was Sharon.
She said it's good to be here. She says, please excuse me if I missed something in chat. I only have one good eye tonight. Oh, it'll be great. It'll be okay. We haven't had too many problems. 6x5? Is that extra like third eye stuff? No, 5x5. Oh, black, yeah. Doesn't black look good on camera? Is that how it works? So yes, for watching, don't forget to hit the thumbs up.
All I know is I'm just to be warm.
Yeah. Well, what is it right now there?
32.
30 is what it is here right now, but I think with the wind, it's probably 16, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So if you're watching the replay, please leave a comment saying hi. I have another ding in my ear, and so we have another guest. And are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
We have a good guess. We have South Florida Sunshine.
My sister.
Carol.
Hi, Carol.
Redundancy said it's 15 Fahrenheit.
Oh, no, thank you.
In his land.
Oh my gosh, look, we are all matching shirts.
Are we all in the black?
Yes.
Is your mic on?
Yeah.
It sounds echoey.
Oh, could be because it's up there.
Oh, there it is. We're better now. See, I was saying, Carol.
Let me check it.
I've missed you, Carol.
I missed you guys too. I'm almost through this, and then I'll be off that medication after 10 years of being on it. So
10 years.
Awesome.
yeah,
Whoa.
yeah. So when it started to mess with my memory too much and my breathing, I was like, "Yep, nope, that's got to go."
Can I ask how many more days you have before you're off? Or is that
No,
probably
I'm off. I've been off. Yesterday morning I didn't take it. This morning I didn't take it. So it's 2 mornings without it. I had gotten it down to 100 milligrams before I did that, but then I had messed up and took it during the morning instead of at night. So I bumped myself back up on one day to 200 milligrams. So I had to like step it down again and then step off the 100. It's the
Okay.
for those of you who don't know, but I think you guys do because you were there when I've said it before. It's gabapentin for the fibro. They use
Yeah.
it off label for a
Boo.
lot. I know they use it off label for a lot of stuff, and they don't explain like how dangerous it really can be.
Right. Are we black like soil or biochar that you're referring to? I'll
Maybe.
take it. Sure.
Why not?
All the above.
My noodles, they're still too hot. Woo! I was just making them when I saw your message that you were going
Yeah.
on.
Whoever is here tonight, I'm so grateful for you being here on this Thursday. We're calling it our pre-weekend party.
Yay! I like
I'm-
Thursday night if it works
Yeah?
for you, leading us
I don't
into the
know.
weekend. Because Monday, I'm usually like exhausted after.
I feel the same way too after all the lives and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
post
agree.
weekend lives. I'm like,
Right.
but this is a good, charge
We'll
up.
see
For
if
the
this sticks. Yeah, we're just testing it out. I am going to speak about my annual vegetable garden for 2024. So that does not include food forests. Wah, wah. We'll have to talk about that
Wah.
some other time.
No, we can
But I
talk.
thought
I always
I'd
talk about it on
let-
my channel because that's what I like to do.
Yeah, I would love that. We could all talk
Prefer
about it there. Perfect.
I want to do the. I heard you talking because I rewatched your live. I haven't gotten to watch Barry's yet, but you were talking about like different gardens, and I know we talked about it before. I want to go over like the sensory garden because it's not just for kids who have autism, but it crosses over into that like children's garden kind of theme that you mentioned.
Yes.
So we could probably do maybe a 2-part on it.
I
Like-
just wrote all I do in my notebook is I write live stream and I circle it in the topic. And then
Mhm.
eventually it gets put on the clipboard. And that's where I break down like what banners do I need, what photos do I need, websites,
It's like your
polls,
lesson plan.
and then my schedule of how I'm going to talk about it, how the conversation's going to flow. So I haven't
okay.
gotten to that part yet with it.
Okay.
But I love that it's on your mind because I might even have a book to reference this
Cool.
whole conversation. So I think that's
Yay.
wonderful to talk about this winter.
Okay. We can talk about it later.
So I have to figure out how to run this real fast. I think I know how to do this. If I move, I don't know if I can move this.
What?
So I clicked, it doesn't let me move it. So I have a PowerPoint to show pictures,
Okay.
but when I click show PowerPoint, it like takes over this screen. and then
I
I
think that
can't-
happened to me too.
And then I can't see what should I just
can't
move
see,
StreamYard over here maybe?
Yeah, I think you have to split it. That's how I did it too. Like split it on your monitor.
Oh,
Open,
that
like,
doesn't
in
look
2
good
windows.
either. Sorry guys for this. It's
I don't remember
technologically-
if I just ended up looking, and that's why it was like I was going back and forth. I was clicking back and forth when I did it through slides.
So
think.
yeah, what that means is I'll probably stop sharing and come back and look at comments, and we're just gonna rock it. So the first section of this presentation is the seed planning. Back in the winter for the 2024 garden, I was thinking and reading and watching videos, and I picked varieties that had a purpose for me.
Mm.
I wrote a schedule in a calendar, and I wrote out a map of I want to plant this thing for this purpose later. Like this is how I'm going to cook it or eat it or use it. So I'm going to walk through the alphabet of seeds that I wanted to plant. That is the plan. So I have to figure out how to share my screen with that presentation. That's the part I don't understand.
I hope StreamYard is working with PowerPoint. It's not working through the present button.
Because if I go present screen, It's not even on here as a thing.
It's not under video files. Or slides. And did you save it to like a PDF or anything?
Oh, I don't know. Should I have
That
done
would be your top one if you saved it to like a PDF.
I don't even know how to do that. Yeah, it doesn't show up on here. How do I save it as a PDF?
Because I'm a
I just saved to this PC monitor. I thought this would be easy. I might have to talk with
it is under that. What I just said, it's under slides and PDFs. So if you click that one, it might show up under that one.
So if I hit present slides and PDFs,
Yeah,
your computer.
Mine shows right up, like from the last one I did on the magnesium. Yeah, you would probably use your
Please
computer.
choose a smaller file.
Oh no, that's not good. So I'm wondering if you can you'll have to just share each screen, like open it, like you said, and go back and forth.
If I leave that like little, yeah, it doesn't even bring it up as a screen.
Sorry guys, don't mean to be rude.
I'm so sorry.
My stomach needs something.
I was eating on a friend's live a while ago.
Okay.
They even cooked it in front of everybody.
Oh, did you? It's partial cooking show.
Yeah.
This is really just the noodles from the gluten-free. They have the ones that are gluten-free ramen, and you can use like the red.
I have an idea actually.
Okay.
I think I could like grab my monitor and shove it in front of my camera. Oh my goodness. Should we try it?
You can try it. You don't think it'll just open? Like if you have it open, you can't present the page.
It doesn't show it.
It won't pop it
as
up.
a presentable
No.
tab. It just shows internet tabs. It doesn't show.
It might not work. Yeah, with
I don't know how to do that.
I had to use that specific slideshow that I
no.
used because it was compatible with StreamYard. It's StreamYard. They're a pain. Okay, I can see blank.
It's a black screen. Why isn't it loading?
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be like glary.
Can you turn down the brightness
How
on
do you
it?
turn down the brightness on it?
There, whatever you just did shifted it.
Oh,
We can
because
see
I
it
took
now.
my face out of it, maybe.
I
Okay,
don't know.
and then I have to. how do I
Thank you,
move
Miss Sharon. Sharing links.
If I hit enter, does it go to another? How do I change the slide? That's the. Oh, I drive my mouse over here. Okay, maybe we can start the show now. So broccoli, I don't have a picture of, but my family would really appreciate it if I grew broccoli.
Same.
My son and my husband really like it, and I think it's yucky.
Ugh.
What I have on the screen is called a cylindra beet. I wanted to
Ooh.
grow the cylindra beet for juicing purposes,
Mm-hmm.
and then the bull's blood beet, I wanted to try slicing it and grilling it. So there's going to be a common theme of growing something for juicing and growing something for grilling. And
Okay.
then I really wanted to grow dried beans.
Mm-hmm.
So I did pick out 2 different kinds. Good Mother Stallard is what's on the screen now. And then 1500-year-old cave bean is the next picture. And they do kind of look similar. And so that's a pole bean. It needs infrastructure, trellising to grow on.
Mm.
You let it dry on the vine,
Mhm.
and then I did put them in a dehydrator just to kind of make sure they were final dry at a certain temperature for like 10 minutes before I put them in a jar. The carrot game, I really love carrots in my household. And so I wanted to plant a specific kind in the summer, which was like an early variety, like Adelaide. And then if I planted another one at the same time that was called mid, it would come into, like, you could pick it in the summer. So like Narvik or Nucarota, and the one pictured is Littlefinger. So they don't get very large. So you can pick them
perfect
sooner.
size for kids. Like,
And then, yeah, the kids like, I had a variety that I needed to plant in the summer because then I could have the harvest in the fall. And there was a couple of them that I wanted to try Coral was this one. It was for juicing.
Pretty.
And then I had a red cord Chantenay, a Kyoto red. So that was like that kind of color. The Kyoto red is something that you're supposed to use for kimchi, which was the goal of mine to make. And then you always want to think about your winter eating. And so I wanted to grow a storage carrot, and a Bolario was said to be a good storage carrot. Oh, moving on to cucumber. I guess if I scroll, it scrolls the image. Okay, cucumbers. Market More is a nice slicer. Chicago pickling, I don't have a picture of, but it's one of those, it's a littler cucumber that has a tougher skin. So when you put it in a brine, it accepts it easier. This one is round. It's a green apple cucumber, and it's for juicing. And I did get a good harvest with these, and they were excellent.
Oh, green
juicing.
apple? It's so cute. They look like
Called
little
green
watermelons.
apple.
They're
Right.
so adorable.
So
Are they
then
citrusy, like, at all? Like some of those smaller cucumbers can be?
citrusy? I wouldn't say it was citrusy. No.
Okay.
So Miss Sharon says, I need good carrots for canning and dehydrating. I don't have a clue what carrot would work for that, but I love that you know you have that need. And that would be part of your research when planning your garden.
I would think those red ones would be good.
Asian green is a cucumber. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was going to say for at least dehydrating, because they would still keep their anthocyanins in them. I think that's how you say the word. The anti-inflammatories are in that color. I would think they would be really pretty. But so are the rainbow carrots too.
Right.
But anything but just orange. Like, we're gardeners. We like all those variety.
Right.
Variety.
The harvest basket needs to have a rainbow in it, right? Right. The Asian green cucumbers are like skinny and long. Those grew really well for me. I'd like to plant those again. I used them as a slicer.
Okay.
And then celery is something that we use a lot of. So I just did your Utah tall. Now I tried to start from seed, and I had a bunch of problems, which we can talk about in the next part of this. But I ended up buying starts. And they grew pretty well, but they were not the full maturity of what you could have for the size of a celery stalk.
Yeah.
But if you haven't grown your own celery, you should at least try it, because the taste is amazing, and it's good for juicing and freezing.
Yeah. Hey, Diva. Yeah, I heard it's stronger when you grow it yourself, just like everything else.
Good to see you, Diva, in the dirt. We're doing a slideshow in a weird way because I don't know how to make the tech work. So that's why it looks like this.
Yeah, the StreamYard might be blocking it.
I don't know how to make it connect. And so we're going to talk about cabbage. I really wanted cabbage to work. So I picked out an early variety, which would be Tiara. And the reason it's early, you plant it in the spring and it has a really short maturity day. So you could get it ahead, but it's a smaller head before it gets hot.
Oh, okay.
And then there was a variety called Storage Number 4 that I wanted to plant for to harvest in the fall. You plant it in the summer, and then you harvest it in the fall, and it was supposed to be a good, like, larger head storage cabbage. And then I did plant Napa cabbage, that Chinese cabbage style. Kohlrabi.
The wrinkly one.
Yeah,
the
it's wrinkly.
long wrinkly.
I had 2 different kinds of kohlrabi picked out. This one was Quick Star. It was for fresh eating. You plant it in the spring, harvest it before it gets too hot out. Then there was a variety for fall. I think it was called Cossack. It was a storage variety, apparently. Ooh, it only lets me do 4. Go ahead and say what the the other line needs to be.
Yeah, what's that other line?
What would you put in the other line? And then lettuce. I love a good lettuce, and there's all kinds of, like, reasons behind what type of lettuce, whether you want it to be leaf or a head or crunchy. I love Salanova. I do red and green, and they have, like, this frilly kind, and then they have
it's pretty.
This more softer leaf edge, rounded edge, and I always get, like, the mixes, and you just, whatever happens.
Looks like a butter lettuce.
Right.
Like if you went to the store.
And then there's what time of year are you planting the lettuce? There's some that take cold. There's some that take heat. For melons, Oh, go ahead.
Are the lettuce cut and come again that you chose? I know I like the romaine too that Diva did because it's cut.
I'm
And come
pretty
again.
sure you can cut it. I have no idea.
Okay. 51. No idea.
Romaine is a really good one. Yeah, I'm almost positive if you cut at the base, this will grow back. And then you can always just harvest the outer leaves.
I
Okay. Okay.
I really wanted to grow a bunch more fruit for my family, and I thought with having this extra new space and
Mhm.
access to heat, because I have a lot of shade at my rental garden
Okay.
here where I live,
Mhm.
I had really high hopes for melons. So I picked out a Minnesota midget, which is a personal size cantaloupe melon. I picked out a Kajari melon.
I wonder how long those seeds last because I have Kajari seeds that I've never done.
Well, I'm worried that they don't last long because I had issues.
Oh crap! Probably that's it
I
then.
don't. I'll have to look it up. I mean, I had issues besides
They're
that, but it
beautiful
might have been the
though.
seed. These Kajari ones are that musky green inside, and it's another like little tiny personal size. And then
Mhm.
I had a bunch of watermelon that I wanted to grow, and that was a big failure all
Mm.
around. Onions are a really good staple
Yeah.
for
Mhm.
anybody, I feel like. And
Yeah.
for my like location, I have to grow long day, and I
Okay.
wanted storage. I
Right.
didn't want something that I was going to have to eat right away, so I
Okay.
chose yellow of Parma for that type of onion, and then I had Australian brown,
No.
and then Weathersfield red were the
Nice.
three that I
Good
chose.
variety.
Because then, yeah, you have like the three colors.
Mhm.
Peppers. I wanted peppers to be amazing. This is a Sugar Rush peach.
Pretty.
And then I wanted to grow poblano, chili cayenne, a Hungarian paprika,
Mhm.
Carmen, I think is this one. And then a Varsky is this one. Shishito, and then a Nassau Cubanelle. And the reason I wanted peppers was to smoke them on the grill, dehydrate them, store them whole to then rehydrate later for a sauce, or you can grind them up for a seasoning.
Good idea.
You had
And
me at peppers.
right?
That's what I'd like is for the seasoning. Make my
Yeah.
own paprika and cayenne. I love that idea.
Something to
Oh,
use
yeah.
Or
later,
a
you
mix.
know?
Yeah. Or a
Because you
mixed
can
one.
freeze peppers or pickle peppers, but it's
Yes.
not the same, but it is an
No.
option.
I've got some frozen, and I ran into the problem when our freezer died. Just like anything in the freezer, some of them defrosted and got gross, and I was so
Oh,
upset because they
Oh,
were
yeah.
my ones I grew. I was so
It's
sad.
slimy.
I should have dehydrated them.
it's like you use them for stir fry if you're freezing them, because they'll
Mhm.
be mushy.
Or I put them in soup because then it doesn't matter. If there's, you know,
That's true.
Soup.
Yeah.
That's a really good use for them. Yep. Miss Sharon says I like them for the
Mhm.
honey ferment. Love that.
Mhm.
Love that we're using our food that we grow.
How is that, by the way? That video? 'Cause,
1,100 views, and
Woo!
then it's kind of stopped. But yeah, that
But
was good.
still,
Yeah.
that's
Right.
amazing. I've never had a video do that.
Thank
It's
Wow.
you.
awesome.
I would like to celebrate that. Yes.
Yes, I'm celebrating you.
Yes.
Woohoo.
This is called white scallop patty pan
Oh,
summer
yeah.
squash.
I couldn't
And
get them
so
to even sprout for me
it's
down
like,
here.
oh really?
Right.
Yeah, they wouldn't for me either.
Yeah.
It grows as a bush, not a
Okay.
vine. And the reason I chose it is because I have a book that is about like a blue buffalo, wild woman, Native American, and this
Mhm.
was a staple crop that they grew around my
Mm.
area. And I was
Oh,
like, oh, okay. It should perform well. It should be worthwhile. If you haven't seen my short about the crops I'm never growing again, this is on there.
okay.
I'm never growing this again.
Was it just not? I'll
It-
have to watch the short. We'll
I
watch the short because I
go
don't want
watch
to
the
ask
short.
you and ruin the short.
But these, if I all my winter squash that I like, the honey nut, the butternut, the butter bush, we're growing those
Yeah.
for sure again because I did have a successful harvest. I found a nice area on the property where they did well,
Oh, good.
so I will be planting those for sure.
But do
again.
you have to do the same with like other crops, especially because of squash bugs? You have to rotate them with something else.
So they didn't know I was there yet. These squash bugs, right?
Oh,
Because this was
yay.
kind of new. So
Mhm.
yeah, they might be there next year. And
Right.
I haven't figured out our retaliation plan because usually you can plant like nasturtiums heavily around them and it kind of confuses them.
Mhm.
But I don't know. We haven't decided yet what our action plan is because I'm going to put them in the same spot.
If they don't like nasturtiums, and how you and I like to juice, I'm wondering if we could juice nasturtiums and just spray
Oh, and spray
around the
it.
plants.
That's
Yeah,
a
because
fun
it would be
idea.
heavily concentrated.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that.
I mean, like, even if you don't spray directly on the plant, like just even like under their stems and stuff, it might just, that scent might throw them away and off of the plant too.
These pictures aren't super good, but you guys know what peas are. So
Yeah.
with peas, in the spring, I can plant something that has a longer vine, like
Okay.
tall telephone and green arrow and wando, because we have the time for it to put on that infrastructure to produce the pods.
Hmm.
Where in the fall, I do plant a second pea harvest plan, but I have to choose dwarf varieties that grow quickly and in a short amount of time.
Okay.
So like Lillian's caseload, Iona, Sugar Bun, Snap. I like shelling peas. My family, I would have to grow like an entire, all the garden of peas to have enough
Right.
to eat and
They
then
don't make it in my house. I eat them in the
freeze. You know what I
garden.
mean?
Oh,
You know.
Peas,
that's
the
another
garden.
favorite of mine is
Hmm.
peas.
You do like peas? See, some people
Mm.
over here, there's somebody that is like, I'm not eating garden peas. I hate peas. I'm like, wow,
They haven't picked them fresh out of the garden. Maybe
garden peas are
that's what,
amazing.
like, that's my favorite. I would like them that way better than cooked. I like to just shell peas and eat them in the garden.
Yeah. It's our like snack in those seasons. Like right now I'm growing peas in my house because I love peas that much, you know?
Yeah, I've seen people do that accidentally because they
I've
started them
eaten them
too
raw.
soon.
Sometimes you just can't wait.
Yeah, yeah.
That's how they're good. They're good raw
Yeah.
out the garden. Yep.
The potatoes I don't have a picture of. I bought seed potatoes at a local co-op, and
Okay.
that's a really good place for you to get seeds
Yeah.
or plants if you have a local co-op by you. Oh, I got a peas, please.
Mhm.
Yes.
Miss Sharon, I bet, you know what? There you go, Shawnee. That
My
you could,
notebook.
yeah.
Well, it's for my personal taste and an area of what I think is going to do
But
well,
the
you
way you
know. It's
divide it up, like there's people who sell those digital products online. That could
yeah, the
be your
ebooks and stuff.
digital product. Because, like Dave and I have told you, and a lot of people have told you in their own way, like our brains don't think like yours. How methodic you are with, oh, I needed something for storage, I needed something for juicing, oh, I needed, for
Yeah,
this. Like, I'm just like, I just want to try this out and see if I can
right.
grow it and not kill it.
It is a fun, like if we could build a checklist of or a flow
Hmm.
chart of, hey, do you want this crop to do this at the end or not? And when? Yeah.
Yeah, that would help people, especially new gardeners or those who've been trying for a few years.
Sharon,
Take
I haven't
my
figured out how to do
take
it
my
yet.
money.
I have to figure out like 4 things before I could get that going.
Sarah's like, yeah, let me just try this. Let's see if this will grow. We can eat it. See if
For
it's delicious.
the tomato category, we have your pole cherry. This is called Gardener's Delight. It was
Pretty.
from Botanical Interests.
I love them.
Uh, where's the mouse
This
on
should just
this?
went all white. I don't care if it's on
Ooh.
post.
Okay.
Uh
Is that
oh,
the
what a
one I'm trying
sneeze.
to do? Yeah. Now, I'm really sorry if there's Italians around. If I say this wrong, please. I'm a Minnesotan. A grappoli di inverno is a winter grapevine that supposedly, if you take that whole vine off the plant, like it shows here, and bring it in your kitchen and hang it up, it will store kind of throughout, not the whole winter. It's a tomato on a vine in a house, but it'll
Yeah.
catch you some more tomatoes longer.
It's
But
true.
that's what attracted me to it.
It's true.
Wait, say that again. I was reading Diva's that she's getting better, but not quite over it yet. That was a pretty good Italian tomato. I agree.
It's a
Looks like,
winter grapevine where supposedly if you harvest it with the vine attached and hang it up in your kitchen, when
oh,
it's going to freeze outside, you bring it in and hang it up and it will continue to ripen like all other tomatoes, but supposedly it has a longer like shelf life, I'm going to call it,
oh, okay.
outside being inside. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
They
Yeah.
hang it upside down.
So then this
True
picture is
story.
Barry's crazy cherry.
Oh, yeah.
It produces a mass amount of little size yellow oval
Hmm.
cherry tomatoes.
I didn't
Purple
realize they were just
bumblebee.
yellow because I
Yeah.
thought those were the tie-dye ones that he made that Boars had. I think
So
it's
there probably is
Boars
there
Farm
might be a crazy cherry that's a different. This one
color.
was the yellow one.
Okay.
And then this is the purple bumblebee, which is the baby version of a Cherokee purple. So this is a
Pretty.
pole
Mhm.
cherry tomato. And
Oh, I
then
like that one.
it's a really pretty one. I liked that one.
Mhm.
It
I'm
was a
gonna have to
decent
watch it.
size.
Everybody's like, okay, well, I'll have to rewatch Shawnee's like selection and write some things down.
Sun gold. A lot of people like sun gold.
I do.
Yeah.
I like yellow
Your-
tomatoes. I
Yep.
like orange tomatoes.
Orange, yep. It produces a lot and quick. For slicers, I like Cherokee purple because it has really good flavor, but it does split and
Mm.
scar really fast.
Oh,
Like
okay.
you gotta baby the plant and watch it. If you're gonna get a heavy rain, bring it in kind of thing.
Hmm.
This is a lemon boy. My husband appreciates these because they don't upset his GERD.
Yeah, that's what I need too. Is the
Yep.
yellow.
So lemon,
Mhm.
but they don't freeze well and they don't make a good sauce.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah. And then this is a Dr. Witchy's yellow, which
Mhm.
I would say is a lot more meatier.
Mm.
Now the
Yeah.
sauce tomatoes I need to get better at. This is aroma. Let me check the chat. What's this? Miss Sharon, I don't care if it's on Post-its.
Right? A flow chart on Post-its. That would be cute,
This
though.
was the update on Diva's sickness. And then thank you for me pretending I know what I'm talking about with
Yeah,
pronouncing
that's
the
pretty good.
tomato.
It's just not Italian. They're Italians. My
have-
dad always said Italian, too. Italian.
I'd like to be better at sauce tomatoes. I did Roma and I did Juliet, and it just yeah, I need to get better at that.
I'm not Italian, just my last name.
Italian. Just like Spanish. The I is an E.
I'm
Pretty
gonna
much. I
unplug
think.
it and
I
move
think.
it.
Not always, though. I haven't studied Italian. I've
Like
studied
my last name is Saladay, but it ends in an E. The E is pronounced as an A, so it would have a
Yeah, that's like
an
Spanish.
accent mark above the E.
While I'm
Really
moving
bacon
that
salad.
bacon salad.
Yeah, bacon
Bacon
salad.
salad.
We're gonna ask everybody a question while I'm trying to fix my setup. It says, "How do you decide what to grow each season?" So you kind of saw how I decide.
Yeah.
I decide on will it grow here, and
Deep.
what am I gonna use it for, and
Right.
when
I
when do I
don't.
want it? No planning
Don't.
over there.
I look at what
I
seeds
just
I
wing
have.
it.
Yeah, I look at what seeds I've got.
Yep.
And I usually am checking in with the local, what do you call it, the U of F
Oh yeah.
people to see if that's what I should be growing then or not. Because, like I always say, annuals just aren't my thing. I have a tendency to kill them. I either overlove or underlove them. Or usually what happens too is the bugs destroy them when I get them to a place where they're flowering or fruiting.
I love that, Miss
Yeah,
Sharon.
that's it, Miss Sharon. I
Me
do
too.
that too. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Will it grow here? Yep, that's it. Pretty much.
I love that everyone is growing. That is the goal. To
Yes.
just grow.
Grow something
Right.
that you can eat, especially now.
Yeah.
With everything happening, definitely. And I noticed Brenda was saying she didn't really like this light, and now I think I see why. If you put it on the timer, it can still just shut itself off. Like the timer is just, I don't know, like
The
a
grow
lie.
light?
Yeah,
On the grow light? Okay.
it's a lie. Yeah,
Oh.
lies. It lies.
I'm sure now that you've saw how my plan was for my garden,
Right.
I'm sure you're all really curious to know what actually happened this growing season with my plan.
Now that you've laid it out there for us.
Because
Right.
it looked beautiful on paper, didn't it?
Oh yeah, always
does.
do.
Seed starting is very important to me. I try not to buy any seedlings from the store, and that is because I've been gardening for 6 years.
Mhm.
The first couple years I gardened, I bought seedlings, and that's what you're
Right.
supposed to do. And that's how you
Yeah.
figure out how to take care of something, how you figure out what variety works for you, where to put it in your yard for its needs. And so because I take seed starting very seriously, I do have a little station set up in my house with grow lights. If you haven't seen this setup, check out my shorts.
Could you
I
show?
mostly just pick the veggies I like, or if I can powder them to sneak them into the kids' food. Hey, I like that strategy.
Yeah, I do too. I need to do the
I
same.
had a potting mix failure with my seed starts.
Oh no.
The company's potting mix I will never buy again.
Uh-oh.
And I instantly saw stress in my plants. Things were getting stunted, things weren't growing. And then I had a bug infestation in my house with the soil. It had bugs in it.
Oh no. Is that
So
in a
once
short? Which one it was?
I didn't post publicly. I don't know if I'm supposed to post publicly whose soil made me upset and didn't work for me. Is that like, could I get sued? I could tell you privately.
Okay, tell us privately, yeah, because I don't want you to get in trouble.
I'll never buy that again. So when I switched to new potting soil, I added worm castings. I started using liquid fish fertilizer on a schedule, which I do have a short about for how much and when. And my seedlings started to get healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, CR.
Oh no.
Failed as in explain the failing
Yeah.
part.
What happened?
What kind of fail?
Were they in soil, or did you do? How
So
did
I
you
was
do them?
really excited for my new gardening plot that I was provided, but it was new soil in a new location. So I discovered that when it gets dry, it's just a hard crust and it's compact.
Yeah.
Now, if you break it and you go underneath, it has moisture.
Right.
But then if it gets wet
Mhm.
and rains and rains and rains, it's just mud. So what was what did you say, Carol?
I asked him if he did them in soil. The soil
Okay.
might have been too hot, maybe. Did they just not come up at all? CR?
Right. Was there any germination? What's
Yeah.
what tell
What
me more.
happened? Yeah, tell us a little more about
With
what
more
happened.
words, please. The weeds were terrible. I'm used to my little
Right.
islands that I created by my house that have years of layering, and there's no weeds ever really. He's talking about his green onion now. The green onion's okay still.
Well, that's good. Well, I learned something from you. I didn't know onion seeds go bad quicker than other seeds.
Yeah, you got to get them.
Is that the same
New
thing
ones.
with green onions? Did you find like little green onions do the same thing? Is it all onions?
Is a green onion a bunching onion?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I think like chives and bunching onions are really hardy if you grow them once. You kind of leave them in the ground and they come back, kind of a thing.
Yeah, not here. They burn.
Oh yeah.
Versus they burn up in Florida.
Yeah. You know, the walking one that everybody's like,
Yes.
oh, I'm going to grow. I grew it for a little bit and it burned the whole tips off. So they never created bulbs at all, even shaded
Oh,
them.
wow.
The heat took them out. Like the heat took the tops out so they wouldn't form a bulb. I started to get one, I think, and then it just dried up and died. And it was watered. It was fine. It was just, it had tip burn because of the heat. Yeah.
What are you going to say, Barry?
Chives grow incredibly well on this mountainside because I even have wild chives here, like right by my just stupid Bradford pear tree that I hate so much. And then, like over in the woods, Carol, do you remember last year the Easter lilies, the daffodils?
Yeah.
Well, I think I might have mentioned that the chives are just as prolific as the daffodils over there.
Oh,
they're taking over.
The ones that you planted or the wild chives?
The wild ones. They're
nice.
Nuts.
Yeah,
I'm going to tell you right now, I had some of my chili the other night. They were amazing.
Had good flavor and texture.
Oh, this is so good. Yeah.
The ones that do well here are oregano and Thai basil, but I can't stand the smell of Thai basil after a while. The licorice.
I can't stand it. When it's grown, it stinks so bad.
It's really strong. I'm just not a licorice
I
fan.
don't like licorice either.
But I tried the chives in the toaster oven.
Oh,
Because
that would
I'm
be good.
impatient, and I didn't want to put them in raw. I wanted to
Okay.
Yeah, more like a
to me,
dehydrated.
the dried ones put more flavor in your food than what for my taste.
Yeah,
I
they
don't know about
concentrate
anybody
it.
else. Yeah.
I love that you're using food from the land,
Well,
foraging
we
over
might
there.
have to one day, right? So
Right.
better get
Right.
used to it.
You got to know where that stuff is near you,
Yeah.
within walking distance. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I know that was wild when how he was talking about he's going to go out and get this out, out of the forest floor and juice it. And I'm like, what do I have that I could juice? Because I'm in suburbia where got a road down here on this side of the canal, and there's a road. I really don't have a lot unless I leave this area. And then our wild areas are wild, like snakes and gators. Oh
I've
my!
seen people walk the nature in, I don't know what part
Yeah,
of
we
Florida
have
it was, but
trails
it was
here.
like, oh my. Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't appeal to me either. I'd rather walk in a forest.
It was
I
really
think,
hot,
but,
and then it started raining, and then you got to watch out for alligators.
Yeah.
And
Come
then
on up, Carol.
well, you guys though too. I have to take it back. You have copperheads, and those things are masters of camouflage, and they scare the heck out of me.
But so are the pygmy rattlesnakes.
Yes, the pygmy rattlesnakes also scare the
Thank
heck out
God
of
I've
me.
not
We
run
have-
up on one of those yet.
Right.
Yeah,
speaking of pests and critters, that was my other problem. The
Yeah.
bunny rabbits, cabbage moth caterpillars. We did have a deer at one point. I don't know what else started eating stuff, but I was gonna put a trail cam up, but the owner of the property didn't really want that, so
Yeah.
I bought one and I have one, and it just sits in a
weird.
box.
I had got a trail cam, and I couldn't believe it. Of all things, water got into it. I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Is that what? Oh,
It got rained into. So I sent it back to the company and just ended up Barry and I have a similar solar. It's really a security cam, and it runs off of solar.
yeah, this cam tactical hunting
Wi-Fi.
trail cam is what I got. So it's supposed to be outside in the
Yeah.
rain.
So
I
was
think.
mine. I was so shocked. I was like, that's not right.
Deer ate all the elderberry starts.
No, that's
No.
terrible.
Miss Sharon, you just reminded me. I'm so much closer to that bunch of elderberries.
Oh,
Remember
Oh, you
what I
have-
pointed out back in the summer?
yeah.
I'm like it's
Closer
right
now.
at my back door.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. So if I work at it now
Yeah.
before
to
the
get
weather
there.
gets too bad,
Right.
I can have a path to it. So when spring comes around,
Yeah.
I'm not looking for snakes. I can just go
Right.
straight to it and
Are you
Harvey.
gonna put cardboard down? Or are you talking
Yeah,
like
that's what I was
stripping it?
thinking.
'Cause
probably, but I've
Okay.
got to bushwhack my way to it first.
yeah,
Mm,
I like that.
Literally.
Miss
Yeah.
Sharon says, "Go get them."
that's right. Need a
Yeah.
machete.
Because I'm going to start more
Right.
closer to the house.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
one thing I'll have to deal with is snakes over there in that field because now it's growing over.
Mm-hmm.
The deer I'm not so worried about, but the snakes, yeah, I'd rather
Yeah.
not eat them on a good day or a bad day.
Yeah. That's the thing with chop and drop of the banana leaves that always scares me is the snakes love those.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
They love to hide in them. Yeah. Thankfully, I've only had the, little black racers. Not little. I had a pretty good sized one hanging out under my bananas and the leaves. But yeah, the snakes like it. Got a lot of hiding space under those. A lot of open space. Yeah. Oh, I've heard they are. And mine, I think, did propagate, but once I took them outside, it was too hot for them where I put them. So I need to get more starts and try again and maybe
I feel
put
like
them
there's
in.
a really common theme happening in
Yeah.
the Florida garden.
Yeah, I have to find just the right
need
spot in
more.
my yard. And I don't
need-
have I have a lot of shading, so it doesn't make any. It's just hot as Hades.
Okay.
here.
It's
Okay.
just too
I'm in a
close.
The
yeah,
actual air temperature.
yeah. I think I'm in a microclimate, and they didn't shift ours from 10B to 11A, and they should have. I think, because that's how the 11B goes up. I'm on the coast, and so it goes up onto the coast from below me. And I
No.
think it really should have been
You have
11A.
a brand new climate. It's called Hades A and B.
That's what I call it. That's my Hades A and B. Don't be stealing
It's-
that. Don't be stealing.
They haven't made it official just yet. But
Yes, I'm going to use that on a shirt. That's my Hades A and B. Is my.
yeah, my growing zone is Hades E
Yep.
and B.
I think I
Yeah.
have it on my about page. I'm not sure.
I have another issue that I discovered in this square rectangle of a garden. There's some spots that get a really good amount of sun, but it really is a shade garden because there's a tree line that
Mhm.
technically was planted when I was a little girl, and the trees are mature and there's like maybe 5 hours of sun. So all the heat loving crops, the tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers,
Yeah.
failed.
See,
So
I
all
have
those,
that problem too, though. I have both. I
like,
have the heat that's just stagnant heat in the air, and then I have shade now, thanks to the larger trees. Yeah, I was thinking that about the understory, but that's all I have practically, unless I stick it in the center of my yard where our grass is. I just have encroachment going on with the neighbor has a strangler fig, we have a strangler fig. Then I've got the soursop getting larger too. So everything, what is that? North? Yeah, everything to the north is just like one big shadow. And then we have a fence around the whole property now. And then, of course, the house provides its own shadow at a certain time of day, too. The best place for me to garden is actually right in the center of my yard. And I can't because it's Theron wants it for Malachi.
taken. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Which is understandable. I totally get it. And I want him to have a play space, but
Yeah.
just leaves me in an awkward position as a gardener. I could probably take up against the fences, maybe, but yeah, still.
I
will get
discovered
weeds.
that out there because here where I live, I was using trellising everywhere, so it was still installed because I had planted here.
Yeah.
And so out there, I had nothing, and so
Oh,
I didn't have enough vertical growing options. I had a pole bean. They grew, but I'm gonna
right.
still call it a failure. It was taking over the popcorn and laying on the ground, and I got no popcorn because I didn't realize they
Oh,
only get 4 feet tall instead of
oh,
9 feet. Like the
yeah.
we talked
It
about it,
doesn't.
the Jemmy glass corn.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been a great structure.
Right.
And like sunflowers hold well, like cucumbers up sunflowers. I've done that successfully. But I had a not a good time. Something ate the peas. I planted peas over and over and over again out there, and it was getting chomped on.
Oh,
That's
And
the Indian. The Indians did that. They would
yeah.
show us the corn.
Yeah. Three sisters.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So we've
And that's
kind
what I
of
did.
talked about this as we went, but if anyone
Yeah.
has any more stories about what struggles did you see in the garden this gardening season, we'd like to hear about it.
The other thing I think is I'm afraid my bananas might have a wilt right now. That's why I hurried up and got out there and cleaned them all up.
That one you said the pup was sick?
Yeah, and that's what got me scared that there's something making them wilt. And once that happens, that's what almost took out it took out the first bananas that were grown.
Oh.
My Michelle, not mine. I mean, all of the United States. Like the one that we have now is a second banana. The first one got hit with a, oh gosh, see, my brain's not going to work and I know this stuff. It got hit with it's like a fungus. Or a
Okay.
disease, shoot. It's like a wilt. It causes them all to wilt. And because they're all clones of one another, it
Mhm.
it wiped out the bananas.
Miss Sharon says the heat, no rain, and dang
Oh,
hornworms.
I hate those ones.
It's a
Mhm.
trifecta
Mhm.
Yeah. Sounds like
right
here.
there.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah,
there's a
we
lot
were
of
drier this year than
yeah,
usual.
and then
Yeah.
there's places that like we had record-breaking rain in the spring, and then
Yeah.
no rain in the summer.
Yeah, I noticed that with like Barry and Laura over at Hedgehog's Homestead would be saying like, "Oh, it's pouring and it's not stopping." And I'm like,
Yep.
we're supposed to have that rain. Why is it up with you guys?"
Yeah.
But if you remember, I still had wilt. Stuff
What?
was still wilting on me
Yeah,
because of the heat.
because of the heat.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
And I did try different times of watering and
Right.
didn't seem to help. But thank you, CR. I appreciate that.
What kind of berries were you trying?
I had no
CR?
success with berries, he says. Yeah, what? Tell us more.
Oh, and I still have blackberries in my backyard.
Blackberries.
Yeah, still.
Mm.
That was
Because
my
even
last
though,
growing
go ahead.
season.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry, go ahead, Barry. I'm sorry, I was reading Michelle.
I'm just saying. I mean, just because I've moved further down the hill doesn't mean that they did propagate. So they did propagate down here. I'm tickled to death. So I just
good.
want to put that out there.
Is that what's in the way though of your elderberry? Is it blackberry vines or what's in the way? Just overgrowth?
Just overgrowth.
Okay.
Nothing. Nothing. A good machete won't take care of.
Yeah. But Sharon, my okra last year and my peppers did well, but then of course we got the hornworms and they attacked my peppers.
This one. The hornworms ate the peppers?
Yep.
Oh, see, I've never seen a hornworm in my specific gardening experience.
Oh wow. Well,
I've
they're
never seen
definitely down in the south.
But I know they're here.
Well, and I haven't seen it either. So doesn't mean we don't have them.
Oh, but you did get your
berries.
sunflower.
Yeah, yeah.
That's something. You know.
So we have to learn from these hard growing seasons, and they will happen. No matter how much planning and changing and fluctuation you do, there's always going to be something against you, but that's kind of the fun of the game.
Yeah. Yeah. That's for sure. It is
Yeah.
like a
You
game in
could
that
beat
way.
it next year.
That's why people garden for years and years and years, because it doesn't get boring, right?
Mm-mm. No.
So for me, the new plan is I had to start a whole new garden plot out there that's in full sun. So we planted, I had pictures of this. I'm not jigging that slideshow out, you guys. If you want to see pictures of the cover crop, I have shorts about that part.
Okay.
And so it was a mix of buckwheat, oats, and crimson clover that I bought at our local seed co-op.
Okay.
Raspberry start did not grow at all.
Mm.
CR, I have a suggestion real quick. Maybe not get starts. Like if you got them from a store, I'm kind of assuming that you did, CR. Correct me if you didn't, but go out in the wild and just get you some wild raspberries.
Dig up the root in the stalk.
Yeah, I guarantee you will not have problems at all.
Yeah.
It's
Keep going.
It's insane how they take off.
Right. Yeah, we see them in all the nature walking areas. There's some kind of berry, thorny cane taking over.
Mm-hmm.
You can pick them if you want them.
Right. I had that happen with the blackberry CR, but it was the thornless.
It died?
It died on me.
Oh. That's
I'm good at killing things. I mean, like Glenn and I have talked before about that, and it's like are you even trying? Like, are you even trying to garden if you're not killing a lot of stuff? No.
Good
As
to
a
see you,
beginner.
Anne's place. Well, and you know
Ann.
what? When something dies, it just turns to soil. It's not
Right.
a big deal.
True.
It's part of growing. Someone gave it to me to try it. They sabotaged you. Just kidding.
You sabotaged you. Is that what you said?
Yes.
There's a 50-50 chance that might come back in the same spot, though. So,
You never know. Yeah.
Next year.
Never know.
I don't want to give you false hope, but they're just, it's insane how they grow.
Right.
It really is.
I agree. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have some I'm supposed to be digging up. It's raspberries I have to dig up, and I've just been lazy about it. I might just leave them here for the next person. I don't know.
You're not lazy. You're smart. They're a hard plant to.
Just to dig all that up, and then I don't know.
Yeah.
Everybody needs that shovel that I have that's serrated on both sides. for
The teeth.
banana. Mhm.
Yeah,
Really
Right.
helps. It does really help with stuff like that.
that would
Did
be
you hear
good.
your Carol? You heard-
Hello, big boy. Hello. You're so handsome.
I think
So
he's
this is the hoary
loves
night.
Carol better than he does me.
What?
He shows up when he hears your voice. I think he
Aw.
likes you better than he does me.
No, that's not true. You feed him. Oh, wow. I hate those mornings when you have to get up that early. I'm not a morning person.
It sounds like that wasn't your intention,
Yes, ma'am.
and that you weren't
Yeah, it doesn't sound
supposed
like
to
it.
be up at 5:30. That heat-loving area, my plan is to put cucumbers, dill, tomatoes, basil, peppers, hot and sweet, with a sprinkle of nasturtiums, anise, hyssop, coxcomb, marigold, calendula, and amaranth, because I just want it packed. Take advantage of that space. There is going to be a patch north of it in the sun that's going to be watermelons.
Okay.
And I'm considering developing some kind of what? By the
Yes,
way, I have to
return a
pop
call.
our return call. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Top of the hour. Okay.
Just catch the replay later. Yeah. No, it wasn't, but I woke, and once I wake up, I can't go back to sleep. Oh.
I
all
hate
right.
that. That's my husband's like that, Anne. Sorry.
So thanks for coming in, CR. Appreciate you. I'm considering low hoops with like row cover protection for any of the brassicas, the broccoli, and the cabbage, because they just were demolished. And I'm not there. every day to like hand pick caterpillars off, and caterpillar
Right.
can take it out in one day.
Yep.
So if I have it covered,
Yeah.
I just haven't looked into how or where to buy stuff for a good price. If I'm building something, I haven't looked into it.
Right.
My soil amendment game needs to change out there. It needs big dumps of compost, and I need to work in some biochar. And I picked up azomite and alfalfa meal, and I have bulb tone already just because tulips and garlic and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Plants place. Ah, my plants are back. Thanks, Shawnee. I love to see them.
Yeah, I have the azomite.
Thank you.
My plants are back.
That was funny.
Hilarious. Yes.
Diva
course.
in the dirt, me too.
More words.
Low hoop row cover is what Me Too is, maybe?
Probably for
the
her
Me Too part?
offsite. She
Or
needs something.
soil amendment game. And you're supposed to like test it and have a reading of what you think it is. But
Right.
I'm kind of just going with, we're going to overall amend with compost biochar. And then when I put like onions in or carrots in, I'm going to amend for that crop.
She meant that early.
the
She gets up
sleeping.
early. She can't go back to sleep.
Ah.
I have no problem with that, ladies. But I can't because of the small person who won't allow
I
me
could go back to sleep if I didn't have people to keep alive. Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
My favorite time to wake up is 9 in the morning,
Mm,
not 6:30, 7:30, you know.
yeah.
I'm
Mine's
glad that my
about-
kids don't get up
yeah.
at 5:30 because some do.
Yes. My son could do that if he went to bed at a usual. He's been doing pretty good. 9 to, I would say, 6. He's 6:30-ish he's doing now. Because before, if I put him down before 10, he was that kid that was like up at 5:30 if it was down before 10.
I usually get up at 8.
Yeah, I mean,
My kids are asleep at 7:30,
yeah. he
and then
would
they
be
get
up.
up at 7:30.
Yeah.
I have a guest. Are you ready?
Yeah.
It's Diva in the dirt.
Oh my goodness, there's a beautiful smile.
Yeah.
I was I was teaching till I think about quarter to 7. She was a bit late,
Mm.
and then through the day I've been uploading some of my Vlogmas, and so I wanted just to finish up doing the thumbnails, and so I thought I was listening on my phone, which it's like I hate using the phone
Yeah. I know.
because
That's all I used to use was the phone, and now I know what it
Me
feels
too.
like to use the computer.
Right.
it's like night and day.
Good
And
to
then
see
we
you,
have
Crazy
Crazy
Life.
Life Homestead in the chat. Welcome to the party.
Hey.
This is
Yeah,
the
mine's
weekend
time
party.
too. That's right, CR.
Yeah, we're talking about my garden in review. We're reflecting on
Right.
just the annual vegetable part of it. I'm not really speaking about any kind of perennials or food forest building that I did. I can talk about that somewhere else, maybe like South Florida Sunshine. Or
Mhm.
hello.
Put my hand up.
Oh, should I talk
Yeah.
about it at Diva in the Dirt, or do you have a
No,
question?
I guess.
Okay.
Okay, so I watched your little short about all your little starts that you're starting.
Hmm.
What are you doing with those?
Okay, going into winter, where are they going to go?
They stay in their grow area that I showed, and then you
Okay.
harvest them right there in that grow area because
Oh.
they all only get to that height. Like the
Right.
Oh,
cucumber will grow through the grow lights and hang, which
Mhm.
doesn't bother me. They don't get burned or anything.
Mhm.
And like there's a pea right now. I think it's ready to harvest because I feel like it's plump enough. So
Wow.
Golly.
they just stay in that spot. Now, the thing that's a little tricky here is everything's full. Every station has a plant in it. And
Mm,
so those tomatoes that I up potted,
yeah.
they need to be up potted again. And I don't know where they're all going. So, I
Yeah.
mean, we'll have microgreens harvested and peas harvested the
Mhm.
first session. And then I could sprinkle in a bigger pot of the tomato. Or we might have to just compost some, honestly. But
Yeah.
the plan is to keep the grow station full, and then I have to manage the timing of, well, I need the grow station in February to seed start celery, onions, I believe are the two that I start in February. So I have this like window of opportunity, and then stuff needs to be out of there. So the
Mhm.
plan is to eat it, not to take it outside. All of the stuff we have
See you
is to
later.
eat. Bye, CR.
Yeah. See you later.
See you later. Mhm.
Root for you too, bud.
Yeah, thanks,
No,
thanks, Mo. I am feeling a little bit better. Not fully out of it.
Yeah.
You know, still have a stuffy nose, and my
Right.
throat seems to be like, oh, let's start hurting again. You're like, no, stop it, stop it.
Oh, no.
Oh, I hate that.
I have to go away next week, so.
Yeah. Gotta
You
get
got to be
better.
better for that then, yeah.
Mhm.
I realized quickly with this much space that I'm gardening in and the weed problem that I'm having and the hard, crusty soil and all of that,
Mhm.
adding that organic matter is going to help, but I also need to up my mulch game.
Mhm.
Now, what does that look like? I don't know yet. I might grow stuff specifically to chop it and just drop it and cover the soil, and I don't have that figured out yet.
Okay.
I've also contemplated living pathways. So I would have the pathway the size of my mower to hand mow once a month to chop up whatever that living pathway is made out of, and then that can be spread out onto the beds.
Yeah.
But leaving it bare isn't working for me at all.
Right.
Can you grow comfrey in Minnesota?
Yes, I have 6 comfrey plants.
Yeah, so you want to make those and get those big and going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would like because those make really nice leaves that
Mhm.
easily you chop and drop in places. Because I have them planted with my fruit trees.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's important. And
And
they'll reproduce themselves, and so then that will be another over time.
right,
Will
I'll
just get
actually
better and
have,
better. Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So what I did this year, don't come at me about this, but I used newspaper in one lane, which people
Yeah.
get all upset about.
Oh no, they're
And it
mostly soy-based inks now.
and it worked wonderfully.
It's fine,
And then I picked it
And
up.
it's free.
and it's
Yeah,
free.
and it was
Yeah.
already paid for.
Yeah.
You paid for the subscription to get the
Yeah.
paper,
It once
and
was a
so that worked really
tree.
nicely. And then there is an area
Yeah.
of flowers that I used cardboard on because I was dealing with. I can't think of the name now because it's late and I've done a lot of things today. But there was a weed taking over back there, and I used cardboard for that. But I'm not going to put cardboard
Mhm.
where I'm speaking about right now.
Yeah.
But it's a great idea for people, and I'm
Yeah.
not using wood chips in this area either. That's an idea that people use. We'll see what I come up with.
Yeah, the cardboard and wood chips is good for down here with our soil, but if you use just the wood chips, the soil eats it
Yeah.
pretty quick.
Yeah.
So this last time, the wood chips I got, I've still got some. Usually people use like mulch. They use like the cypress, which now we're finding out is not that great. And taking down cypress like areas and everything, but it's not renewable. I got the big pine chunks and I've still got some, which is unheard of. Usually by this time, it's been, I would say, at least 6 months or more since I laid them down. They would be gone. Like if it was cypress, it would just be not much left of it. And-
How thick is your mulch?
Oh, it's like six. It's got to be
That's
pretty deep.
awesome.
Yeah, it's not what's left, isn't? But I mean, there's some left. Usually, it
Yeah,
just.
but no, when you're first laying
down.
it down, if you're putting
Yeah.
it and you're getting it about 6 inches, that's awesome.
I try to. I don't always, because then you think you've got more than you have once you start spreading it around. You're like, okay, I need like 2 more bags in this area. That's the
Yeah.
only thing I wish is we had chip drop, and I could get to it in time to do it.
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah, having enough of something.
yeah, to have it. But being in an HOA, it's like, where are they going to put it? They usually would drop it. They have no place to drop it. I can't have them put it in the driveway because then it would all have to be moved immediately.
Yeah, moving chips by hand. I've done it. I
Yeah.
don't want to do it again.
No, and at my age too, right now. Plus, that I am finding out that the medicine I'm coming off of could have caused some of the muscle atrophy. Yeah, it's got a lot of nice side effects that they don't tell you about. That you
No.
don't find out about until you're trying to get off of it.
Right.
And then, oh, well, you might have this permanently or that. I'm like, no, I'm not going to have that permanently. That's why I'm getting off of it. Not.
Yeah.
Refuse that. But yeah, I love the idea of the living pathways. I've heard that, like, even in permaculture, that's a very great thing to do, like for the soil itself. That it's had a lot of good outcomes for the for building on the previous year's biodiversity that you create. But also too how soil likes to be covered, and you're covering it with something living, which is talking beneath the soil to each other and forming things beneath the soil and conversations, which blows my mind.
It does have a great benefit, and it's also something you have to manage. So you're mowing it or chopping it or trimming it, and you're
Yeah.
edging it so it doesn't creep into your beds.
Right.
Like,
That's
if
the only
you
thing I would be
to
concerned
have
about.
time for that, then sure. And there's a great book I shared in a short about the no-till garden.
Hmm.
He has a whole chapter on living pathways, soil, and like good and bad, and videos. And
Right.
I want to look at that and see if there's a combination of stuff, because you have to have enough seed to
Yeah.
get that started.
Yeah. But I like that idea of using something that's more grassy, like for chop and drop, and then
Yeah,
you
you
can
use
just pour
something
it out.
that
where you
grows
need it.
not fast, and I can't think of the list right now of what, like clover. Yes, I think might be on the list. I'd
Mhm.
like to have clover pathways, but the bees would be a problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't have clover here, believe it or not.
The something that was taking over a spot, creeping Jenny. I'm not gonna say yes or no because I don't.
Can't remember right now.
Not in
Not-
here right now.
It's not bindweed, right? Somebody has.
No,
Who has bindweed?
it wasn't
Somebody.
that. Oh,
I know I had heard one of my friends had
I have
bindweed.
so much bindweed. It's
Really?
just horrific. Horrific.
And that's not something you can choke out. I think you have to remove the rhizomes, like dig it out.
And you have to just constantly, and it's, if you miss one little piece, it just takes a
Crazy
week.
Life
And
says she's got it too.
Crazy Life
Aw.
Homestead has bindweed.
Sorry. Our grass down here is so strange. It's called St. Augustine. You would never want to lay in it if you're used to northern grass. It's soft between your feet. It's hard. It's dense, and it sends out runners everywhere. And the runners really grab onto the soil. That's why it survives here. It's like
Okay.
so when you go to pick it up and you think, oh, I'll just pick up this patch. It goes and rips all the way back. So you have to cut it. It's crazy stuff.
Cleveland, yeah, I remember Cleveland having that. Yeah,
Yeah, they had St. Augustine.
not something you wanted to walk through barefoot.
No, it doesn't feel great. It's not. I mean, you get used to it living here, but I definitely love.
It
when I go
wasn't
out.
everywhere, but it seemed like it just would creep in with the regular grass, which
That might have been crabgrass. Crabgrass is really similar looking to
could
St.
be.
Augustine.
Yeah, we also had that one weed that lays low to the ground. It's got spikes sticking up, and when you stepped on it barefoot, you would scream because you thought you were stung by a bee.
Oh,
I can't think of what it's called.
it's not the sensitive
I
plant.
know. I can see
Wow.
it in my head. I can't think of it either.
Long time since I was a kid. Obviously.
Yeah. We get those pricker ones, the ones that are horrible prickers, and they end up in your kids' socks or in their laces, and you go to grab their shoe and take it off, and you right into one of those prickers, and they're like thorns. They hurt. Oh, they're so
Oddly enough, I got my mouth smacked because I called one a prick. I stepped on it, and I said, "You stupid prick!" And my mom said, "Barry, watch your mouth." And I said, "What? Look, it stuck me in the foot." It was so
Yeah. You just forgot
So
your
lame.
sound just to tell mom.
Call it nature sticker. Yeah.
Yeah, nature sticker.
That's brutal.
Where'd you hear
We
that
did have
from?
a crabgrass, I believe, is what it was that I had to dig out with hand trowel
Yeah, thick
constantly.
growing. Yeah, thick
Constantly.
clumps.
Well, this year I worked at killing a lot of the bindweed that was in the wood chips, because I do have garden cover
Mhm.
on the ground, just like it's not what I want, but I needed something that would stop it, but it still would get in between. But doing the vinegar, salt, and soap, that would kill it within the day. And
Yeah.
it's just a matter of that I have to, every couple of days, keep going out there to kill them off, because it will get down into those roots.
Eventually.
Bindweed.
Yeah, soak in.
So, and
I
just keep
realized-
putting more mulch, like keep,
Yeah, the layers.
more wood chips.
Choke it out. Yeah.
Right.
I realized that planting in my yard here in the like raised It's not, it doesn't have a wood frame, the one I'm talking about. It's just like a
Right.
raised up soil building. I can sit on the ground and pick out if there's a weed or not, and there isn't very many. When you're gardening in a 60 by 40 feet or more space, me sitting on the ground to hand pick around what I planted, I realized very quickly isn't cool. So
Right.
like I have to space out crops so I can stir up hoe in between and around. And I didn't do a good job of that this year at all. So like actually taking it with me probably and putting it down on the ground and planting around that
Mhm.
so I
Yeah.
know I can drive it through.
Right.
And then also if I have mulch going on, it's going to choke out weed growth, right?
Right.
One of the things I want to do at my garden away from my home, what I was going to do is I was going to get the black weed barrier, like the garden cloth again, and the one that has like it has big holes in it, and you burn out the hole,
Right.
and you plant the plant in there.
Mhm.
But Marissa's like, oh, that's going to be expensive. So that's one of the things that we're going to be doing with those coffee sacks. It doesn't prevent them completely, but it does, you know, when you're, especially when you overlap it, it takes them a long time to get come up and get through. So it gives us a chance to pull some, you know, and not just be overgrown with all the weeds.
I think it's going to work. It sounds like
Yeah.
it's going to work really well because that lets water in.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it breaks down because it's a natural fiber.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I had some of that, the weed barrier, and it was a lot thinner. In fact, when I got it, I thought at first, I'm like, oh, I think this is shade cloth. And I was like, perfect, I'll take it because it was on sale. That's why I grabbed it. It was like super cheap. And then I read it when I got it home again, and I'm like, this isn't shade cloth. It says it's a weed barrier. And I pull it out, and it is like probably the flimsiest way, like weed barrier I've ever bought. That's probably why it was on sale at Walmart. And I laid it down, and by next season, like it's gone. It's just it's gone. But one thing, that's the other reason why we need cardboard here, is because we have serious weeds that just come up, and they have some serious tap roots on them. I have this one, and it breaks off. It even has like a common name like that, like break off weed or something. But it's got like a carrot on the end. Like when you go to get the tap root out,
Right.
it's like you're pulling out a carrot. It likes to come up between my pavers, so I can't get to the stinking carrot.
Yeah.
Drives me
Like,
crazy.
get rid of it. Yeah.
I would try with those ones. I would try the vinegar salt soap,
Yeah.
but just
I
be
did
careful.
straight
It's
salt when I got rid of my Celtic salt because of the lead. I
Uh-huh.
did straight salt between those things. It burnt stuff up, but yeah, that's why I was asking you what kind of salt you mixed in with your mix.
just table salt, just
Okay.
cheap table salt.
Yeah, that's probably
Miss Sharon, it wouldn't work with doing it on the cardboard. Like when I first thought of that, oh yeah, that's great. But what it is that it has to actually get onto the leaves. Like it needs to be wet on the leaves and in a sunny day, dry quickly, and then it just starts to choke it right out.
Yeah,
Like
that
burns
factor.
the
The
heck
sun
out of
needs
it.
to hit it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so you do, like when I go out, I make sure that I have something, you know, as I'm spraying,
Mhm.
because if it blows on any of the other plants, it's going to kill those ones too.
Yeah. I'm wondering though if they could use, like, you know how they say not to use what is it, copper fungicide or um, neem in straight sun. I'm wondering if we could substitute that and burn out some of it too,
Probably.
because it's natural. But yeah, I have the extra strength vinegar, but it was maybe the salt that I didn't use the right salt because I used Epsom instead.
Mm,
And
yeah,
I
I
didn't.
yeah, I don't know. Like it just,
When I made it. So I'll
yeah.
put it back.
But the vinegar is that's the key. Is you want to
yeah.
10% or higher.
Yeah, mine's, yeah. I used a cleaning vinegar the first time, and then I went out and got I think it's like supposed to be like 65%. You can smell it as soon as you walk outside because I have
Yeah.
a squirt bottle. It's so strong, you can smell it.
Yeah, you go. Oh, is someone having French fries?
Yeah.
I smell fries.
Somebody cleaning their tile floor. It's for Florida. Somebody cleaning their
Fish and
tile?
chips, anyone?
Mhm.
Wiping their windows?
There's a lady, I can't think of the channel name because it's late, but she grows mostly all her own food. And so she buys this roll, and it's a paper, and you can like burn holes in it, is what they do.
Yep.
But the paper will It's not plastic, right?
Yeah,
it'll
yeah,
break
yeah.
down. So they put it down, they amend the bed, get it ready, put the paper down, they have the holes in it, and then they cover the sides up with wood chips because they have wood chips in their path, and they plant in
Mhm.
that to keep weeds out. And she's used it for 1 whole year now and is using it again.
Mm.
And
I
it was
wonder
really
if
cool,
it's
but I don't
construction.
remember the
Is it
name of it.
construction paper? Did you get it at like the big box store?
I don't remember anything
I
about
have,
it. I'd
I
have
have,
to go back and find her and look and see in the
I have
chat
it. Is it
or in the
brown? It's
description.
brown. Like,
It's brown and it's on a roll and it's for
hmm
gardening
oh, it's
and
for gardening because
and
they
it's
have
for
construction paper for like when you're doing a room and you're spraying the whole room with paint. You can tape
I'm
down
almost
the
positive.
brown.
Well, don't quote me, I guess, but I'm almost positive she bought it from a gardening situation for
I'm
gardening.
sure they probably would have it for gardening
And
too.
it was just, I think the thing was it was more expensive maybe because you're buying it over and over again
Yeah,
versus that black plastic.
yeah,
You use that longer, but she didn't want the microplastics around, you know?
right,
Right. Well, yeah, there is the brown butcher's paper, but that I
yeah,
think does have a bit of plastic, like a wax
That
in
has a
it.
coating on it. Yeah,
yeah.
I have butcher
Yeah.
Mine
paper.
doesn't have wax. Mine's just construction. Oh, let me see if I can find what it's called.
I'll have to look it up and talk about it
Yeah,
whenever.
to have that as a.
Because it's cool. I don't know
Mhm.
how much it costs or anything.
No, because
Oh, then.
If I
brown
find it, I'll
paper
let you know.
rolls for gardening. Well, you just have to go back into
That's
your
what I'm.
what the videos that you've watched.
I know where to go, but I can't. If I could remember the channel name, I would tell you all right now. But I
Mhm.
can't remember. My
But
phone's
go
over
like
there.
look in your history next time.
I
And
will bring it up again and let everybody know.
the
Okay,
ultimate
so
guide to using paper is weed control in your garden.
Are there
yeah,
videos about it?
this one,
It's just a site.
Oh, okay.
and this AI just said from the things that I brought up because I was doing the construction paper brown roll versus the garden brown paper roll. Construction paper brown roll is typically a thinner, less durable paper, but mine's really thick. Used primarily for crafting projects, while a garden brown paper roll is usually a thicker, stronger craft paper. So it's still a craft style paper designed to be used as a weed barrier in the garden. Uh, it's meant to withstand outdoor conditions and decompose naturally over time.
Yeah, I
But they
think
still,
it might be 4 feet.
Sounds like it.
Maybe.
yeah. You can use though too, like your garden bags from Whole Foods. Like if you don't have money to purchase a roll, or the old brown bags, you just have to ask for them if your store
Like how you're
carries
thinking.
them.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a renewable resource and it's free.
Right. Depending on how much space you have to cover. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, you open up the bag, or you can double it up and just just leave it folded. And that's your thicker paper. Just would
Yeah.
take more. The only thing with them is there might be glue. That's the only thing. But there it is.
Yeah, it kind of looks like that. She had it on a handle so she could walk it.
Yep.
Right. Just put a
Dow.
yeah.
Dow and some
Allow. No, I
Dow
don't
and
want to do that.
spray.
Am I moving anything around?
Yeah, there you go.
See,
Showing it.
Because I've not shared.
is
Hydrophilic treatment allows air, water, and nutrients to pass through the landscape fabric. And it looks like that. But yeah, you just put a thing down. Okay, now this one looks different.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. They're showing two different ones.
Yeah, this one
Paper
doesn't look
mulch garden
brown.
barrier.
But maybe this one's black. Maybe it is black.
Yeah,
You can get
maybe
a
you
black
could
and
choose.
brown.
Yeah, maybe.
It I think this is am I in Canada? No, I'm in the States.
Yeah,
So that's your price
Woo.
for it.
okay.
I think they just actually had the construction. Go up to the top again and see if you can go down. Like no, the top where all the squares are of other things.
Yep.
We're just showing. Yeah, go the other way. Yeah, go that way. Keep
About
going.
left or right, not down.
No, keep going. That's it. I was just seeing. Okay, one more. I thought I saw them bring up other paper that looked like construction. No, it's just heavy duty grid. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought they had another roll. That they were
Yeah, this is the one that I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that you can,
Like
it's
the
got
nursery
lines.
fabric, right? It's like the
Yeah, they got the lines in there, and you can also,
yeah,
you can burn holes in them to put your plants in.
Yep.
right, right.
God's
So,
desire for me.
Hey, God's desire for me.
Hello. Thanks for
hey,
finding
God's
that.
desire for
Well,
me.
that gave me an idea. I'm gonna go out and look and see how much of that brown paper I have left.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I've had that since we bought the house because
Well, now we can use it.
it was a foreclosure. Yeah, we used it to get stuff done in here and not ruin the floors.
I did end up going and buying cattle panel additionally
Ooh.
to what we had here. We moved out
Mhm.
there and more T-posts so that warm loving plot that we're starting is going to have all cattle panel. We're going to
Oh,
do all
nice.
vertical growing and then grow along the ground. And then there is going to be an arch of cattle panel for those beans because I'm
Yay!
not going to mess that up again because I did it here and it worked great. So I can't plant corn next year because the fields are going to be corn according to
Mhm.
the crop rotation for the farmers. And they
Mhm.
had beans this year, so I will not be doing any corn, but eventually I will try to grow popcorn again in a more sunny place with more correct spacing and feed
Right.
it and all the things. I still
Yeah.
have to map everything out and purchase seeds. I'm still in the very beginning stages of thinking about next year's garden. And I'm trying to watch other growers from Minnesota to see what varieties they have for
Right.
like tomatoes specifically, because I get really wrapped up into the pictures because it's so pretty and then it
Yeah.
doesn't want to live here and then I get no food.
Yeah.
So I thank you, Miss Sharon, for sharing out links.
Well, that's like everybody's hooked
You
into
know?
a certain one that it has a B and a C, and their packets are gorgeous because they're black and really stylized, and they bring in a lot of seeds. They just don't do fantastic down here. Like not all their stuff does because it's not climatized to my zone really. But yeah, I get hung
wanna-
up on the pictures too.
Yeah, the pictures, and I want to grow way more flowers. That has to happen.
Mm-hmm.
That was supposed to happen this year. It's happening next year. So does anyone have thoughts about plans for next year's garden yet? I know it's really early. I mean, we talked about mulch options and we kind of discussed it as we went. But if anyone has anything to share. Same with onions.
Yeah, and back to the storage onions. Can you not start your onions in the house and then just keep trimming them, letting them get bigger, and then put them out?
I have to start them in the house.
But like, I mean, to do storage onions so that you can actually try to grow a storage onion.
I don't get the question.
Well, I guess what it is that you don't have enough growing time to do storage onions.
Start them earlier in the house.
The
maybe?
reason my onions failed was they didn't have sun and
Mm.
I didn't have food for them.
Okay.
They didn't have any compost applied to them at all. So my onions were pearls,
Mm.
is what I call them.
Well,
Yeah.
you grew shallots.
Yeah.
shut
Yeah.
up.
And I
That's great.
want onions, right?
Yes. Hey, Mike.
Mike's cat at gardening. So yeah, I do
Mm.
start them in the house and I do the trimming method and I take them out when they're supposed to be out. And then as soon as our daylight hours change, that's when it triggers them to bulb. And I just didn't have the right recipe for it. I feel like this is rubbing on my zipper. I'm sorry. If that's
Okay, so then you could still do, you instead of doing long day, you could possibly do storage onions.
I can grow a long day storage and I can go long day like Walla Walla. So you have to eat those. I have to have, because there's, what are the three? Long day, midday, short day.
Yeah.
Depending
short
on where
day
you
down
are
here.
in the planet,
Yeah.
I have to do long day.
And you're starting from seed, right?
Yes.
I did the ones that I grew, which it's been the best for me ever out at the farm. Those ones I bought starts.
Oh.
So I'm gonna look this up. You guys keep talking while I look something up.
And that made a huge difference. Like I have done it where I've put the little starts in.
Yeah.
But it's just like I think my soil is not soft enough.
Mm-hmm.
Same with my carrots. And I don't know if I should try carrots out at the farm because of the wildlife.
Mm.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'd really love to grow carrots. I love homegrown carrots. There's
Wonder
nothing like
if you could plant them under like chicken wire and the wildlife might leave them alone.
So this is what I plant. Like I start from
Oh.
seed and it looks like this when I plant
Yeah,
them.
those are nice starts. Yeah.
So that's that. And then the other option you have for onions that I don't do because it's a biennial and this is technically the second year is it looks like an onion already.
Yeah.
I don't plant those because it's more likely to go to flower because that's its job in that
Right.
year.
Right.
So that looks like
Those are the
this.
ones that will it grow?
I don't plant that
Mm-hmm.
because
That's what oh yeah, onion sets. That's what I planted
this
this
is
year.
what you
And you
planted.
had a
It
good.
like an onion. Okay,
I
Okay.
planted those and I got onions this year.
that's wonderful
Yeah.
because it does work for a lot of people. It's just it's the onion in its second year is what you're planting.
Yeah.
Okay, what do we got here? Rained every day first 3 months summer this year. Yes, we had record. Why won't this go down? Rainfall totals, and it messed up a lot of people's gardens, and a lot of tomatoes had diseases, and things didn't get put out when they were supposed to. Mike's saying hi to everybody. I have done sets and got small onions, and then it starts, and they did well. I think everyone should try it both ways and see what you know what I mean.
Right.
I'm trying onions from seeds. That's the way I'm going to stick to. Walking onions. I do have those. Yep, Egyptian walking onions or Viking onions.
Yeah, I'd like to get some more. Aw.
Those are the ones.
Yeah, you see, my foot is asleep because he's my
Big
butt.
boy.
Oh,
So I'm gonna upset some kitties.
Big
gone
boy.
to 3 years.
I can't feel my toes right now.
Oh, that's not good.
Mm.
You have the onions all over the hillside, Miss
Sorry.
Sharon?
Wow.
Sorry.
Wow.
Okay, I didn't disturb them.
My bunching onions got as big as what?
Wow, Mike.
I've never had that happen.
You got some good soil. Or did you do? Well, you can't. Can you do onions hydroponically?
Tell us the secret.
Yeah. What is your secret?
What did you do
Spill
to
it.
it?
Spill it.
Mhm.
Oh, I need to use my little foot thing. Now that you said that, Barry, I moved my feet and they're asleep too because I'm crisscross applesauce.
Yeah.
Oh, I should look at the poll. Quick, answer the poll if you haven't.
Yeah, I was the only one who answered. What was it? Didn't have enough time. And at first it kept saying 0%. I'm like, no, you're not 0% because I answered you.
Oh.
And then finally it was like, I think when I grabbed the StreamYard link, I saw it changed over.
Yeah, YouTube and StreamYard both have been really just giving people a fit lately.
Well, they said, what was it? Poor Europe got their lines cut under the water. So who knows?
Oh,
Oh yeah. Look
I
for
don't
it.
know.
Look for it out there. Yeah. There's an article
I
about it.
was,
Shady.
Goblin and I were both on live stream over the UK this evening. Shawnee was in there on the
Yeah.
chat.
Yep. I started them December inside, used tops until June, put in soil. December is when that's early. Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
that's awesome.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I gotta get up.
Good deal. What's your biggest struggle in the garden?
Gardening.
The 53% said weather conditions hurt my crops. 23% said pests and insects were a nightmare. 15% said soil or watering issues. 7% I just didn't have enough time. Remind me, Diva, what was your answer, number 5?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what it was.
I don't know why.
Probably I don't know what it was, but it wasn't the pests. It wasn't the watering. Well,
See,
if I
You
didn't
got
get out
too
water.
much. Yeah. You got the too much in the one place, but you still did great. You still
Good night,
got a lot
Mo.
of squash out of there before that happened.
Good night, Mo.
Good night, Mo.
Yeah, I'd love to do walking onions.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
you
think
gotta
your
go.
zone-
I'm sorry, guys.
Okay. Very. Oh my gosh. I hate that feeling.
No, the cats.
Try and
The cats
look
have to go.
Oh, the cats have
if
to.
I can show her.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Mike, did you
put the
did you
sleep
grow them in like coconut coir or something? Like, what did you put them
So,
in over winter, or you just sprouted them inside over winter?
Yeah, I'd like to have a better definition of what a living pathway is. So I don't know that one.
Oh, I could talk about that in the future. I don't
Yeah.
have the book on me right now. This is a picture of a walking onion top.
Yeah.
Oh, yum.
Once it shoots up the stalk there, it has that extra 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 8 bulbs,
Mhm.
and it'll get heavy and bend over, and it'll replant itself, and each one of those bulbs makes a new onion plant, and so you can pull the whole thing out of the ground and eat the bottom like an onion. It doesn't store on the counter.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the stalk is like a
I want to plant those.
well,
Yeah. Everybody does. I did too,
Very
but
good.
mine burned. I think
Everyone needs
Divas is the zone like the furthest that they can
Kentucky
go.
Goblin came by to say hi. Not thinking about the garden for next year. Too cold to think that far ahead right now. I understand completely. Yes.
Yeah.
I had the notes ready for this conversation, so that's why it happened.
Yeah.
Arrow Garden Sprout Seed Starter. I did videos. Mike's Cat
Oh,
Garden.
okay. I'll check. Yeah, but like what Shawnee was saying, they sprout at the top and they look like little baby shallots,
Yep.
tiny little things, and then they fall over and plant themselves. And you can use those too, I think. Can't you? I think you can
Yeah.
use them.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
edible.
So
It's
once
just
it,
if you-
once the
thing.
new ones fall over and start growing, then you could snip it and pull out the big onion, the mum.
Yeah.
if you want them to keep going, then you need to plant those bulbets at the top.
Yeah. Well, they usually plant
Your
themselves,
two walking onions got huge bulbs.
but I guess you could pull it apart and
That's
plant
good
them
to
wherever you
know.
wanted them to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I did this year. Is I moved them from here to there.
Okay. Yeah, they're all over Etsy. I think that's where I got mine too.
Mine was the farmer's market. Someone
Nice.
found out that I was growing food for a family, and they gave them to me for free
Aw,
Oh, sweet.
bless their hearts.
because we know how they multiply, and they probably are like, I can't have any more. Please take them. There's so many, you know.
Right. They're one of those plants. I love those kind that you can share with others and they just keep
Mhm.
going.
Yeah,
They're
that's
wonderful.
a really good thing.
Yeah. And it's a thing for Wisconsin. It says it's like right Egyptian walking onions. Wisconsin horticulture came up as one of the sites. Division extension. Your extension
Interesting.
came up. Yeah, it's really weird.
I don't know where to buy them. Like you said, I guess Etsy. Like I said, I got it at the farmer's market.
Yeah. Etsy. It's showing, I guess, Lazy Dog Farm has them, but they're out of stock. So True Seed. I don't know if they have the seeds or. Hold on.
Each bulbel can have 10 tiny onions to plant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, they're really neat looking when you see
Good
Good
them.
night, Randall.
really well. Oh, good night, Kentucky
night,
Goblin.
Randall.
Thanks for
Yeah, I
peeking
gotta-
in.
I go to bed soon.
Good night,
I'm gonna
neighbor.
I'm clicking the final thoughts button, everybody. Get all your words out because I'm tired.
look at how mature we are.
No, you don't want to put walking onions in a living pathway. A pathway is where you're walking with your feet. Your feet
Right.
walking on that onion is going to break the stalk and it won't grow.
Yeah, you don't want.
That's
know,
not a good. It's a plant
Yeah.
for your food forest.
Yeah, the living pathway is you're using something living to mulch the pathway or cover the soil with that
There
you
you
can
go,
also
harvest.
reuse as chop and drop.
Yeah.
So True Seeds has Egyptian walking onions that are sold out too. So obviously everyone is in there, and their moms and dads and grandparents are.
They should have
thinking
already been planted.
are thinking about walking onions.
She was joking. I'm so sorry. I didn't know.
Oh, sorry.
Oops.
Chives would grow fast. Yeah. They'd make
Yeah.
want a lot of organic
What-
matter to then
smells
chop
really-
and then cover.
Yeah,
and it
but
would
chives
smell.
are unruly.
Yeah, it might help keep the pests away too.
True,
cut
but
'em.
they are unruly. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Had some walking onions is what we're talking
Oh,
about.
he
in my
might
gardener?
still be in.
I don't
okay.
know.
But in creeping thyme or something.
I was thinking that too. Lemon thyme would
Yep,
smell amazing.
thyme is a good one.
would smell
I
so
just
nice.
don't remember what's
Yeah.
on the list.
My lemon thyme was awesome until Malachi pulled it out.
Mhm.
Smelled so good until I found it dead next to the hole that I had it in. Just laying there dead.
Yeah, I have that with my chickens. Oh, I don't want that to be there, Maureen. I would like it to be over here. You're
Oh
like, ooh.
Thank you, chickens. That's how I felt. Oh, thank you, honey.
Thank
One thing,
you.
one
Oh,
thing,
wait.
Shawnee, that you can do is that you can, once this video has been uploaded, it will take a bit of time, but if you want to do your closing statements, you can cut out the part, that like, you know, if we go over the hour, because you wanted them to be an hour,
So
then
I-
you can cut that out in
Edit.
YouTube Studio.
I went to YouTube Studio, and because what I was told was to edit out my beginning, to take out the countdown and the song.
Okay.
So I went in there to see if I could figure out how to do it, and I found the spot.
Yeah.
And
It's
I'm looking
awful.
at the, you know, how you see the scroll of
Yes,
video,
it's
and I'm like,
awful.
okay, is this the button? I think this is the button. And then it was like, hey, you want it cut the 3 minutes? Okay. And then it was like, it's going to take a day and a half to process this. And I was like, I don't want this to happen. I don't care that much. You
Mhm.
understand maybe as a rewatcher that this is what happens, and just go in 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes, and
Yeah.
start
Huh.
watching. I
Yeah.
don't want to cut this out. So yes, I love that feature. And if you have to get something cut out because it's going to cause a problem, it's definitely a tool to use. I love that you're sharing this information. I have
So
But
what you
also a 3 minute, it's just a standard procedure for them to say it could take up to a day and a half. But 3 minutes wouldn't take that long. If you're taking out a bigger
Okay.
chunk,
Depends on how much you're cutting.
yeah. So they're just
Okay.
covering their butts to go. It might take a day and a half.
Because I was like, I
what
don't
you
even.
could do if you leave like the countdown and the intro song in is find where that ends and just put in the description
Oh, the
you know,
timestamp.
the timestamp
Yeah.
where
Yep.
the content actually starts at. I mean, there's an option too.
Yep. That is an option. I've seen that before. Anne's place. I
Yeah.
planted an herb in the garden, and it grew into this massive bush, and I forgot what herb it was. So now I have no idea what to do with it.
Might be. It's not rosemary. Is usually obvious by the smell.
You can take a picture and send it to the plant app, and
Yeah.
it'll tell you what it is
Yep. There's
to get it
Google Lens.
identified. If you don't have a little buddy over there,
Yeah.
a
Google
gardening
Lens.
buddy is what I'm talking about. To go, hey, what is this?
Buddy. Thank you for
Sorry.
clarifying.
You
Specify.
tried to, you know, rub the
What does it
green of
smell
it.
like?
Yeah. You sniff it. They always sniff it or sniff the roots, but don't tell Robert we said that. That's not allowed.
Oh.
Root sniffing was no during Shed Wars. We'd get in trouble.
All right.
That was just on your mystery plants. If you
Oh,
Thank
God.
you, everyone, for being here for our Garden Year in Review presentation. Thank you, Storms, Radios, and Cats, South Florida Sunshine, and Diva in the Dirt. That was all we had, right? For
Yeah.
being here.
see you maybe tomorrow night on mine. I'll see if I'm up to it. Oh my.
Yes, this is pre-weekend. Now we have all the, what is this?
Yeah,
They speak
the
Turkish,
weekend.
so I won't Oh,
I think she means her little buddies.
your little
over there.
buddy.
Her
Thank you,
garden.
Mike. Thank you, Miss Sharon. Thank you, guys, aside for me. Thank you, Anne. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
Have a wonderful night, and I will see you this weekend. Bye-bye.
Yes, good night.
Bye.
Bye.